Alright, what is going on guys? Gino checking back in for another video today, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys the foods that I'm currently eating now that I'm on a bulk. I've been bulking since around April, since that's when I competed in my first ever natural bodybuilding show. And ever since then I've just been eating in a caloric surplus, aiming to gain some lean muscle mass while staying lean in the off season. Now, quick disclaimer, there aren't any magical benefits to eating these kinds of foods. In general, you should just be aiming to be in a caloric surplus, and whatever food you're eating should allow you to do that. Foods that I'm going to be showing you guys right now allow me to perform well in the gym, focus on increasing my lifts, and allow me to hit my caloric and macronutrient targets for the day. So without further ado, I'm going to be showing you guys the foods that I'm getting on a week-to-week basis in order to reach my goal of building some new lean muscle mass. Now here's a quick overview of the foods that I get on a week-to-week basis. Now I know it's a lot of basic food right here, but again, simplicity is key, and these foods just allow me to get my meals in for the day without making it too much hassle to actually, prepare the meals and take the time to eat them. So I'm just gonna go over every single individual food item that I have right here, and also kind of go over potentially why I'm eating certain foods that I have right here. So let's just start off with the breakfast item, since that is the first meal of the day. And since I personally like to work out pretty early in the day, potentially in the morning, or a little bit later after that once I finish my work for the day, I like to get a lot of carbs in for my first meal of the day. So what I usually start off with are either oats or cream of wheat. Now again, the macros are pretty much similar. They both pretty much contain the same amount of carbs, same amount of fats, and the same amount of protein, which again contains the same amount of calories. I'll add in 2 bananas, which again is a pretty hefty and easy carb source to boost the amount of carbs that you're getting in for your meal. And of course, micronutrients. And then I'll add in a scoop of peanut butter. Now, if you've watched my grocery haul from when I was cutting, you know that this was not included in either my full day of eatings or in the grocery haul. Can't really remember, but I've been adding in some fats to my first meal of the day, simply to up the amount of calories and fats that I'm getting early on in the day. And since fat is a little bit more satiating than carbs and protein on its own, I noticed that I wasn't really getting that full feeling in my stomach that I want to have after I eat a meal. So by upping the amount of fats that you're getting in for each individual meal, you'll get a full feeling for longer, which will allow you to not be hungry within like 30 minutes after your first meal. Now, this is something that I personally like to do, since I am a very hungry person. I really like to feel full after my meals, so I added in some fats to my diet, and I'm typically hitting around like 80 or 85 grams of fats per day. And along with that, for the first meal of the day, I also like to add in some cacao powder. Now, this is not your typical Nesquik chocolate powder that tastes very sweet. This on its own tastes very bitter, like pretty much like 100% cacao powder. And I add some whey to that in my bowl of oats or my bowl of cream of wheat to give it a little bit more of a chocolatey taste, since I really like the taste of chocolate. So those are my breakfast items. Now let's move on to the second meal of the day. Now normally you would always see me eat the top of quark. Now I have one right here, since it is, well, it used to be a huge staple in my diet, but as of the past month, I'd say, or a little bit less than a month, I've been trying to cut out some dairy from my diet, simply because I was hitting my protein for like 50% with just dairy, or just quark in particular. So I tried to cut down on all the dairy sources that I was always eating, because I started to notice that a lot of these things were causing some digestive issues. And that is something that you always have to personally be cautious of, since having so many digestive issues and feeling bloated all the time might even hinder your performance in the gym. And I feel way better right now. I don't have a bloated stomach every time that I'm in the gym, so I cut out my top of quarks for eggs. Now again, like I said, I was upping the amount of fats that I'm taking in with all of my meals, and eggs are a perfect source of protein, obviously, and also some fats. So I typically get around 3 or 4 eggs in my second meal of the day, just as the main protein source for that particular meal. And then I also add in 2 slices of bread. Now bread is a perfect carb source. For 2 slices you're getting around 25 grams of carbs. Obviously it will depend on how many slices of bread that you're eating, but I typically like to get 2 slices of bread that I put my eggs on. I actually put this in the freezer before it defrosts. That's better. And then I get some mixed frozen fruit. This is just a berry medley of strawberries, blueberries and so forth as a fruit source for some extra micronutrients, since we care about our health. And they also contain some carbs that are going to be fueling our workout that we're going to be hitting in probably like an hour after consuming this second meal. Put this in the freezer again before it defrosts. And with that meal I'll also be having some rice cakes. Now sometimes I like to just let the fruit defrost a little and put it on the rice cakes, or I'll be adding a little bit of jam. Now that might be strawberry jam or raspberry jam that I have right here, but anyway, it's a sort of fruit spread that I like to put on the rice cakes, since rice cakes are very, very plain. And that is pretty much my second meal of the day. Then after that I go to the gym. Come back home and have my dinner. Now I tend to vary my dinner meals for the day with either potatoes, rice or pasta, but the protein sources are pretty much always the same. I have some chicken breast right here, which is a very lean source of protein, and some minced beef. Now the kind of meat that I'm going to be consuming for my third meal of the day obviously depends on the carb source that I'm going to be consuming for the third meal of the day. So like I said, it varies between either basmati rice or any kind of whole grain rice that you can think of, or pre-cut potatoes, or just regular cooked white potatoes. Now, these are perfect carb sources to have as a post-workout meal in order to grow and recover from the workout that you just did. And along with that I'll be having some various vegetable sources. That might be some broccoli, carrots, green beans, you name it. I eat a lot of different vegetables, which I didn't include in the grocery haul right now because I already have it in my fridge. Now I also might change it up like once a week and have some whole grain spaghetti or whole grain pasta in that particular. Again, very easy carb source, and because it's whole grain, you're actually getting a lot of fiber from it, and it fills you up way better than any kind of white pasta, white rice and so forth. Now with my dinner meal, I'm also a big fan of sauces, so I pretty much always add some sriracha to my meals because, in case you guys didn't know, I really love spicy food. So I like to spice it up. Some 5% fat mayonnaise. Now, I don't know if every country has this type of mayonnaise, but again, the macros are godlike. Let me see if you can focus right here. It pretty much contains like less than half of the fat, less than half of the calories that normal mayonnaise contains, and it pretty much tastes exactly the same. Now, if you have trouble getting in your calories or your fats for the day, then I highly recommend you to just get some normal mayonnaise. But again, I really love food, really like to eat, so this allows me to hit the spot for the day. And then also, this is something that I first bought while I was prepping for my bodybuilding show, and ever since, just been sticking to 50% reduced sugar ketchup, since, well, to be honest, ketchup doesn't really contain that many carbs to begin with, but if there is a lower sugar, lower carb option, I will obviously opt for that. So those are the things that I'm pretty much eating on a day-to-day basis for my third meal of the day. And then after that, it simply comes down to hitting my macros and hitting my calories for the total of the day. So for the last meal of the day, I'll pretty much have one of the things that I've just showed you in order to hit my totals for the day, in order to gain some lean muscle mass during this off-season / bulking season. Alright, and that's all for this video, guys. I sincerely hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to smash the like button because it really helps out the channel grow. If you have any questions regarding my nutrition or your nutrition in general, or things that you would like to see in terms of nutrition, then please let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel for so much more content coming really soon. I'm out, guys, and peace out. See you in the next one. Bringing you guys through a muscle. I'm going to be bringing you guys through a bulking In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the foods that I'm eating during this lean. Whew.